Hey, what's up guys? It's a new year and a new tutorial on how to retrieve your Honkai, Genshin, whatever account. So first of all, you want to go ahead and go to your email of choice and send an email to support_os@hoyoverse.com and with the subject account recovery form. Do it exactly as I did it. You don't need to have anything in the body paragraph, just have these two things and press send. And what's going to happen is they're going to reply to you with an automated email. So this one came about an hour and a half after I sent this email. And they're going to ask you these 8 questions. And go ahead and reply to this email with all the information that they're asking for. Now, if you've never submitted a case before or you didn't have to submit a case yet for your current situation, then just don't bother answering one, leave it blank. But for everything else, just go ahead and answer it as is. Two, when you choose the game that you're the most knowledgeable about. Like choose the game that you know the most about your account. And then the UID of that game. So if I choose Genshin Impact, then the UID I provide for number 3 would be the UID for Genshin Impact. And then the username linked to the account is not the username that you set in game, but the username you linked to the Hoyoverse account itself. So for example, when you try to log in to Hoyoverse, there is like this username/email part. You should be able to log in with the username that you provide for number 3. Number 5 is pretty straightforward, just the email that you remember being linked to the account. And then number 6 is also straightforward, any third-party accounts like Google, Game Center, Apple, Twitter. 7 is the last time you logged into the account, so just give them a date. And then 8 is, they say detailed description, but for this one, you can be pretty like vague, like I just lost access to my email, I can't log in, or I think my account is hacked. Something very vague will work, because this form is not actually really important. But you don't want to reply to this in the form of a reply, like that. And then what they're going to go ahead and do is they're going to send you a response right here called "Could you rate our service?" And there's going to be a link here to fill out the form. So let's go ahead and start the actual form. We're going to click the link and then press service application required. Okay, now let's start answering some basic questions. Can you log into your account? It's a yes or no question, very straightforward. And then please choose a service. This is basically, you choose retrieving your account if you got hacked. You choose update security information if you want to link it to a new email address, or just use unlink if you want to unlink from third-party accounts. Now, in general, retrieving takes a lot longer than linking to a new email address. So, in my opinion, you should honestly just choose link to a new email address because the process will go by faster. However, if you did get hacked and you really can't log in, then this is usually the way to go, retrieve my account. This will take a lot longer for them to retrieve your account, but it basically unlinks all third parties as well as links it to a new email. All right, and then you're gonna go ahead and have to send them an email address and to send a verification code to that email and put it in here. So I just put in a random email and got my verification code, and I'm gonna put it in here. Sorry, I think there's a space in there. Yep, and there you go. Next. Keep in mind that the new email you use is the email that they're going to use to link your Hoyoverse account to, which means that you cannot have an already existing Hoyoverse account with that same email. Okay, so now they're going to ask how you created your Hoyoverse account. I think for 80% of people, it's going to be email. Username was like really only an option to register back in like the early days of Genshin as well as like Honkai Impact. But for most people, it's going to be an email. Just put in however you registered, email or username. I'm going to put in something stupid like that. And then choose the country or region where you registered your Hoyoverse account. Really just basically choose the country that you made your Hoyoverse account in. I'm just going to choose United States. Actually, I can just search it. Yeah. Next. Okay. And then please select your game and the server of your account. Yeah, note that the server of your account does not necessarily match your location. So for example, you could have like a C account for Honkai Impact 3rd, but the actual location of your Hoyoverse account could be in like United States. Let's just do Honkai Impact, or sorry, Genshin Impact America, and then just do like some random UID. And then select the first date logged into the game. Now, if you still have access to your games, there's actually a few ways to find the way you first logged into your game. So for Genshin Impact, there's this thing called the character archive, where you can click over characters and find when they first joined your party. You can just go over Amber and see when she joined your party and look at the date. For Honkai Impact, there's this thing called login rewards, and it'll actually show you when the captain first logged in. Same thing with Honkai Star Rail with the archive. You just look over like the Trailblazer or March 7th and see when you just got those characters. Now, if you don't have access to that, then you can go to your purchase histories, such as reportaproblem.apple.com, and this will actually show you when you downloaded certain apps. So here's an Apple ID I actually used to do freecash offers, so you're gonna see a lot of Raid Shadow Legends, but you're gonna see that it actually shows when you first download apps on this Apple ID. So for example, I downloaded YouTube on November 16th. So what you can do is log into like your Apple ID that you used to download Genshin Impact, and then just scroll all the way down until you find the date that you downloaded Genshin Impact. Now, how I actually found my login date was actually kind of funny. The first thing I did when I got Genshin Impact was share my UID with all my friends. So I literally just went to the group chat that I made, and then went to the oldest messages, and then looked for the date I sent my UID. The Hoyoverse support is pretty lenient with like your first login date. It can be off by about like 10 days. So as long as you're close enough, then they're gonna give you the pass. Now, finally, just choose whatever device that you used to first log in. For cloud gaming, you just choose Android, and then cloud gaming in the description. But for iOS, basically just choose your model, right? Like iPhone 14 Pro Max, and then choose the date, like the most recent date you logged to your game. Same thing with Android, just choose like a model. They have to tell you everything, even other if they don't have it for some reason. PC, now PC is a little bit more hard to find stuff about, especially if you built your own computer. So to find your device processor, what you can actually do is you just right click, press Task Manager, and then pull this over, and then press Performance. And this will show you your CPU information as well as like your RAM and your GPU. So for CPU, I have an AMD Ryzen 9 5900HX, so I go AMD, and then I would just copy this, right? And then same thing with GPU. I would just choose, NVIDIA, and then like RTX 3080. And then to find RAM is just in the memory section. I have 60 gigabytes. It's really simple. I don't know why there's 3 characters worth, but I guess for people with like 128 gigabytes of RAM. And like just go ahead and choose like your most recent login date on this certain device. And then after that, go ahead and choose the device you use most frequently. Same thing as the above. Just put in like whatever model you used to first log in. Like for example, I used like an Android, Vivo, I don't know, Vivo stuff. I'm just putting stuff in, but you get the point. Let's go ahead and go next. Okay, so this question is pretty decisive on if you get your account back or not. It's have you topped up for this account? It's a yes or no question. If you're free to play, it's gonna be a no, obviously. However, if you have ever won like a welcome spoon for free, then you should press yes. And then, are you able to provide a record of your first top up? If you can, please press yes. This is really important. This will basically guarantee you get your account back. Select the date of your first top up. If you can't find the date of your first top up, it's actually pretty easy. If you did a payment through Apple, there's this thing called reportaproblem.apple.com where you can find all your purchases. Google Play, they usually send you an email for in-app purchases. Or if you want, you can go to Google Play and then like budget and history, and that'll also show all the purchases you've made. If you did it through PayPal, that's also really easy. Just go through your PayPal history. And if you did it through a bank, then you'll have to look for a statement on it. So yeah, please do choose, do this question if you can. Now they will ask you for a picture of your first payment record. So please make sure that your email or whatever you're using has a date included in the bill. So for example, this email right here has Jan 1st. So I'm just gonna go ahead and screenshot that. And then we're just gonna go ahead and paste it in here. All right, let's go next. And then this is just any additional information you can fill in. So we're talking like any account details, like any like times you've rolled. Like get as specific as you can. You have 2,000 characters. You could be like C6 Haching, C6 Luke. I don't know. What's something else? I rolled a Chi-Chi on October 3rd, 2022. Like you can get that specific. As long as you prove that you literally know your account inside and out before it got hacked, then they will accept you. So please put as much information as you can to this. Use all 2,000 characters The CS team is really, really picky, but it's for a good reason. It's because they don't want people taking your account back randomly. So be as specific as possible. It's okay if you can't include everything, but try to include as much as you can. Any account details, dates of like times you've rolled characters, like anything like that. But yeah, that's about it. This is the last question. You just have to submit it. And in general, for retrieving, it takes about 20 days, 20 working days to get your account back. And then for linking and unlinking email, it takes about 10 days. So good luck to everyone. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. I answer questions like all the time, even like months after the video's out. I've still been answering comments since the last retrieval tutorial. So please don't be scared to ask questions. And yeah, take care, guys.